Electrocast.
Com o NFL Game Pass da DAZN, você assiste a todos os times jogarem todas as partidas da liga. São mais de 250 jogos ao vivo, incluindo playoffs e o Super Bowl. Tudo com transmissão autêntica, além de 4 jogos por semana disponíveis com comentários em português. Aos domingos tem 7 horas de futebol no NFL Red Zone. Clique no banner e saiba mais.
Meu nome é Cairo Santos e eu sou o kicker e único brasileiro jogando na NFL. Cada chute, cada jarda conquistada, cada passo me levou para mais perto dos meus sonhos. Agora, a cada R$200 em compras com seu Visa cadastrado, você tem a chance de ficar mais perto do sonho de assistir ao Super Bowl 59. E usando o seu cartão de débito, você ainda concorre a prêmios diários de até R$1.000. Não importa o tamanho do seu sonho, dê o primeiro passo. Visa, apoiando seus passos aonde você quiser chegar.
Oh yeah, welcome to Dollar Bets. That was an NA beer. I won't say which one because they're not paying me. It doesn't matter. Welcome to the episode dedicated to compromise. What are you drinking, O?
Don't judge me.
I'm not judging. You just judged me, but I won't judge you.
Listen, I'm judging me right now. I'm drinking a glass of Malbec.
Now, Malbec is a type, not a brand, yes?
Yes, Malbec is a South American red.
Oh.
And I am by no means a wine drinker. In fact, I generally dislike wine, but Malbec seems to be the only variety I've generally been able to tolerate.
Nice. Yeah, so would you say that you are drinking it because of the South American football game that is on right now?
You know, I didn't even think that
You see? Yeah, exactly.
No, I'm drinking because I didn't have time to go to the store today. I needed to stock up on booze for football season. I just didn't have time to do it.
Didn't do it.
The only thing I had in my house was a couple bottles of wine that have never been opened.
And this was a Malbec. Let's be clear, this is like a Malbec 2022, not like a vintage South American.
Not a collector's.
It was not
limited edition.
It was. Throw it to Reed in the end zone. No.
Famous Argentinian vineyard.
Yeah, it wasn't like from your trip to visit our mutual friend El Rey in the 2014 World Cup.
No,
not so much.
It was not.
So
that was Brazil.
The reason we mentioned compromise is because we had to scrap and claw to bring you actual dollar bets tonight because we agree on a lot, which could mean, and by a lot I mean all but 2.5 games. One of them this current game.
And the colleges.
Yeah. So real quick, this dollar bet is brought to you by signupexpert.com. It's 0-0, and now it's not. I won't say who's winning, but I took the Packers to win in Brasil, and O took who?
Well, not the Packers.
Not the Packers. I wish I could take not the Packers. Fly Eagles. Ugh, you're not allowed to say that. Ugh. Jesus. There was actually...
I'm going with my MVP pick, Jalen Hurts.
I took Dak. There was a video on Twitter. I don't know how to share it verbally properly, but they're at the what's that? You know the statue, the famous statue is in Rio.
What, the Jesus?
Yeah, the Jesus. It is the Jesus.
Yeah. A Redentor. Cristo Redentor, aka Jesus the Redeemer.
Where is that at?
That's in Rio.
Okay.
On top of a hill.
On top of a hill.
Awesome.
So I saw. Less awesome is when an Eagles fan visits an Eagles face paint and says EAGLES Eagles, and someone should be like, no, JESUS Jesus. That's what I was thinking. Full disclosure, I try and not let it affect my picks too much because that's stupid. Because money is money. And winning is winning, but I really hate Eagles and Packers. I think if you're listening, you're a Packers fan. Are you sure you can hear me under that cheese head? And you look ridiculous. Take it off. You look ridiculous. And 2, if you're an Eagles fan, I'm sorry. All right. What's on your mind?
I'll just chime in on that real quick.
Yeah.
Yes, I despise the Packers and Packers fan. That is just ingrained in me as a lifelong Detroit Lions fan. I do not share your disdain for the Eagles.
How many Eagles fans have you met?
We got some Eagles people here in the Detroit city.
Why?
Because, what do you mean, why? Why do people from not Detroit come to Detroit? Is that what you were asking?
No, why do... no, because, I mean...
Are you throwing stones at my city right now?
No, one would argue that Detroit in some places is rougher than Philly in some places, but not all places, not most places, just an average maybe. But I think Detroit's a much better a group of people. And I'm saying this as like someone who loves you, but a lot of Detroit folk I'm not really a fan of. Because I grew up in the I got Detroit.
Some rough characters.
They're just not. No, it's more the Detroit suburban folks that are just kind of like not super nice, and they just like
I'm not talking about the suburban folks. I live in the city. You've been to my place. I live in the ghetto.
Yeah. No, I'm not. I got nothing against them. No, I'm talking about the Detroit area, like people that are like say they're from Detroit. Like you're from one of the hills. That's not a hill. First off,
there's a couple hills.
There's no mountains, so
it's not the Rockies.
My dad's from Mount Pleasant, where Central Michigan is, and there's no mountains or hills there. Not even a molehill, and it's really funny.
Mount Pleasant.
Yeah, Mount Pleasant. Yeah. It's just funny because it's like, I don't know. And then Detroit, like when you're from DC suburbs, you're like, I'm from DC, DMV, Virginia, whatever. DC, whatever, you know. But you don't say I'm from Detroit and like, oh, which mile? You're like, Rochester. You know, like my mom's side is from 10 Mile area, but that's like if you're familiar with.
I thought they were from way up in like Washington Township or something.
Oh, Mount Pleasant. You're getting to know your fellow your host tonight. If you're listening, O is from Detroit borough, we'll say. But he lives in Detroit City, which I thought it's cool because it has character, right? And it's getting a lot better because it just is. It's just cyclical. It happens eventually to any town, right?
Yes, it has.
We're all about it.
Its title as murder capital of the world. So
the world, the world.
Yeah, Detroit was the worst place in the world once upon a time in my lifetime.
That was reporting stats, right?
Yeah.
All right,
should we talk about sports?
Yeah, let's talk about sports.
Moving on my town.
All right, so we got.
Yeah, here we go. Right, so you mentioned that we had a lot of agreement.
Mm-hmm.
And we also both correctly predicted what happened last night in football. In the opener.
Yes and no.
We both knew that game was going to end on a overturned touchdown call.
Yes, correct.
Let's talk about Toegate.
Yo, your MVP just fumbled a snap.
Wait, what happened with Green Bay having the ball in the red zone?
They got a field goal because they had a penalty at the 2nd and 20, 3rd and 20, and they just fumbled. Hurts fumbled a snap.
Fumble snap.
New non-Kelce snap fumble. Fumbled snap counts. Nope. They got Green Bay's got the ball at the 10-yard line. Yep. Hurts just straight up just like dropped the snap.
At the Philly 10?
He snapped it to me and he wasn't paying attention. Yeah, at the Philly
Green
10.
Bay's in the red zone.
No, reverse. They're in the booty hole zone. Just fumbled.
So Philly was about to score.
The Green Bay's gonna score now, yeah, because they got it at the 10-yard line. But Eagles fumbled in their own area, in the booty hole zone. That's the new term for it.
Yeah, so Green Bay is in the red zone.
Yeah, Green Bay's in the red zone, yeah.
All right. Okay, so back to...
Philly has 2 turnovers. Your MVP, I think, has both.
Was that the closest instant replay photo finish in the history of NFL?
In the history of NFL?
Like, as far as instant replays, like, has there ever been a call that has been so close? Like, I mean, that was literally like a blade of grass. He was out of bounds.
You know, I mean, and does it have to be on the last play of the game or just a play that, like, say they were able to take a knee afterwards, but it's the same situation?
It doesn't have to be a buzzer beater.
Okay.
It can be any point in the game, but, like...
I mean...
How close was that? It's unbelievable. I mean, it was called a touchdown on the field.
I would say it's up there, probably top 5, I would say, because, one, it wasn't a playoff game. So any call.
Are any other examples coming to mind?
No, but also
close calls.
They were gonna go for 2, so that wasn't gonna be the deciding. Oh, flip out to Reed, and he hurdles a guy. Oh yeah, baby. Didn't score, but he hurdled a guy. Straight up hurdle. Spartan hurdle. You're talking about some ADD person drinking NA beer, just pounding it, and you want me to focus? Okay, I got $0.
You're watching football right now. Do you want me to start cheering for the tennis match that I'm watching?
I don't think anyone wants you to do that. Tennis is good, but it's just it's not let's talk about it to the internet good. It's just I was watching my living room. You wouldn't believe what I saw. That's how good it is.
We'll talk about it, but just to mention that right now there is an All-American men's semifinal in the U.S. Open.
Malbec style.
Yes, brought to you by Malbec.
Brought to you by all 2022 Malbecs on the face of the earth.
What is this a commercial for? What movie is this? George Clooney and Brad Pitt are about to do another movie together.
Yeah. I bet you it's not a period piece about climate change.
I don't know. I only saw it on mute.
That's what it should be.
Because you made me watch this on mute. So
I heard they got $30 million each or something. They're trying to deny it. Anyways, now it has to be brought back to Sports Hold. So we got $1 on this game by having to trigger something, and I was reluctant, but I'm feeling good. We'll see what happens to this play. They're in the red zone, but it's 3rd down and 1. This is a live action, and Jacobs gets stuffed, and the quarterback is toast.
4th down?
4th down, they're going to kick a field goal probably. I don't know. LaFleur, whose mom wasn't good enough for my dad, we'll see what his decision is. Oh, they're going for it, which I agree with.
Line?
What's that?
What yard line?
The 6, but it's 4th and 1. No, the 5-yard line, 4th and 1. I'd roll them out.
Hold them.
All right, we're going to bring it. This is a live play. Brought to you by NA Belching. 4th and 1.5 yards, maybe 2 yards. 5 seconds on the play clock. They snap it. Hand it off right at the gut, and Jacobs. It's going to be a photo finish, and we might have a replay here. His hands.
Bring out the sticks.
They're going to bring out the fucking future, the future sticks.
What do you think? Is it a 1st down? Did they get it?
Yeah, they got it. I was about to say yes, but they gave it to him. They just waved it on whatever. We're in Brazil.
All right.
Let's just get out of here. They're we don't want anything going on here. All right. Yeah.
So we were talking about last night's photo finish.
Photo finish. Yeah. Speaking of photo finishes, this looks like he didn't get it. He definitely did not get it.
Oh, are they going to review it? Was it down?
No, I just didn't look like he ever made it past the line, and they're going to review it.
Okay, great.
Why are the Eagles not challenging this? It's why would you go down 10-0? Okay, all right. Yeah, they're challenging it, or they're reviewing it or something. The red flag is out in Brazil. So, yeah, I'm going to say top 5 photo finish, but it may be just because I can't remember the other ones, but this was also a situation where you're the defending champs against the AFC fellow combatants from last year. You got a lot of hype players.
Number 1 seed.
Taylor Swift is in the house, and she's willed them to his toe to be out. He needed Taylor Swift choreography or whatever, or someone who can dance his choreography. Likely, I don't. You said you saw the end of it, right? At least I know you were. It was late. You were in and out, but.
So from what I remember of the game.
Yeah.
I think, honestly, the big story of this game was not so much the finish, because obviously that's a big story.
I agree.
This game was not as close as it ended up being. AC looked like the far superior team for probably 90% of that game.
Christian Watson just dropped another touchdown.
What's that?
Christian Watson got a touchdown taken away. Kind of got the dropsies.
So what happened with that challenge?
I guess they decided not to challenge, and we had an offensive pass interference. I think a pick play, maybe. So we got 1st and goal from a little ways away. Oh yeah, Dobbs tried to pick him.
Right.
try to pick for.
Talking about that game and try to get through this show right now.
Well, we're getting live commentary. That's what they deserve. That's what the three people deserve. So I would say you're right that Chiefs did look better, but they're the Chiefs. And they also got some calls that were ridiculous, like the assistant coach running down the
what about all the, what was it, like 3 or 4 consecutive illegal formations?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was that guy's name? The left tackle.
Oh yeah, on the Ravens. I don't know. They got my buddy's a Ravens fan. He said they got 3 new linemen. How does that happen after you go to the AFC title game when no one retiring that I know of?
Yeah.
Come on, Ozzie Newsome, sleep at the wheel. Jeepers creepers. But yeah, I thought the Ravens had a real opportunity to control the pace, control the clock. They had it go in the first possession. Give it to Henry when it counts and rely.
Henry wasn't able to do anything.
What? No. He wasn't able to. He had less than 15 carries.
Yeah, but on those carries, like, he was getting stuffed at the line.
I don't know what game you were watching, but he had a touchdown and he had a 4th down carry, where the 3rd or 4th down carry where
what were his total stats?
They had him behind the line. Look at the yards per carry. It doesn't matter if you get someone like 12 carries and he's like a Hall of Famer. Why'd you pay for him? They lost the game because they didn't give Henry the ball and then have action based off of that, right? If you get the best running quarterback for longevity of all time, because Vic was the best running quarterback of all time, but the best running quarterback with like more longevity, better.
Longevity? How long has he been in the league?
Lamar Jackson?
Yeah.
I don't know, 5-6 years.
Yeah, that's not longevity. Vic was definitely doing it longer than that.
Was he? I mean, he was in jail for a while.
Listen, how long was he the quarterback for Atlanta first? And
4 years?
Went to a Super Bowl one time.
5 years?
And then
They didn't go to
Whoa.
Hold on. You actually think that they went to a Super Bowl with Michael Vick? You owe me $1. Put it in the ignorant jar.
Wasn't he the quarterback when they played Green Bay? Or not Green Bay.
What are you talking about?
Atlanta was in the Super Bowl.
They were in the Super Bowl in 1999.
New England one. There was one way back when.
1999 when Michael Vick was a junior in college. Yes. At Virginia Tech University.
Really? Who was their quarterback back then?
Oh, it was Chris...
was that before Vic, really?
Yeah, man.
They were doing the Dirty Bird?
Yeah, Jamal Anderson was the running back. They had Morton Anderson as a kicker.
And Jamal Lewis.
No, Jamal Lewis was the Ravens running back. Went to the University of Tennessee.
Really?
Yeah, man.
Am I mistaken here?
Hey, you were already in college, so you were like partying. So I was like not partying as much.
Definitely partying.
I mean, you were like 2 years older, so you were a freshman or sophomore. Yeah.
Okay.
You're like, and everyone that knows about.
Well, listen, you are the official historian on Dollar Bet, so I'm not going to argue.
Dollar Bet's
I
historian.
I could have sworn Michael Vick was on that team.
No.
I thought it was real early in his career.
No, look, I don't know the Vic stats, but I think he played 5 years for the Falcons, and then he played.
Then he was in the California Penal League.
Penal League. He was in the Penal League. He
was
in
a
6.
Major League reference, Charlie Sheen.
Yeah, I know. He was maybe it was 6 years, but he was drafted in the 2001 draft. Right? No, 2000 draft. 2000 draft. Shit, maybe it was 7 years.
There was a place to look this up.
On the internet. No, we're not looking it up. No. All right, Lamar Jackson's better at running. I also think up until recently he's had better coaching than Vic ever had. Except for when he was with Andy Reid, right?
Right.
So look at these guys that are just these prototypical, like, how do they do that, guys? With their legs. So obviously they can do other things with their arms too. So we're talking about, like, there's like progressions of it, right? I don't know who the original one was. I mean, it wasn't Elway. It wasn't Warren Moon. Warren Moon wasn't really that fast, actually.
Cunningham?
It was. I don't know if I'm talking about like the older football. But yeah, Randall Cunningham, i.e. QB Eagles, was the OG, probably, if we're really thinking about it. Great to play. Pick yourself up an emulator and get an Tecmo Super Bowl and play with QB Eagles. He's freaking ridiculous. He's amazing. All you do is you let the rush come and you run around and you look for an isolated mismatch in the middle or the left or right side of the field. Somewhere where you basically turn it into a 2-on-1 break, like a fast break. Oh, God, I could go on and on. By the way, these kickoffs, we need to have a talk. This is ridiculous.
Oh, wait, are you not a fan? Because I'm really digging it.
No, I'm just like, what am I don't understand. It's just like their strategy, though, probably, right?
I mean, so the ball has to land in between the 20 and the goal line.
Okay, but who cares about 5 yards? I would just boot it in the end zone every time. Don't get anybody hurt.
It's a touchback in the end zone, then they get it where it's a 30.
Yeah, but that's 5 yards.
Okay.
I mean, let's see. My team stays healthy.
If you're watching the preseason, there was a lot of kicks that were being returned. I think it was obviously coaches and special team.
Well, they're trying to see what they have. Yeah, they're trying to see what they got. Yeah.
I don't know. I want to see returns. Like, as a fan, I don't want to see touchbacks. So I'm in favor of the rule change because it was done in the spirit of getting returns as opposed to the earlier rule change that they made a few years back of touchbacks going to the 25 instead of the 20 because they didn't want returns.
I think they try to do one of those things where you like try to get both sides of it where, okay, you're getting a little more returns because, there's less collisions. And so you're like, well, there's less collisions. It's a little more safe. Let's get weird. And it's like, no.
Not so much that it's less collisions. It's less people, less defenders coming in at full speed, hitting a just starting ball carrier.
Yeah, I mean, that's what a collision is. Like, I think you just described a collision.
I mean, they're not getting that head start.
No, they're being hit instead of collided with. Yeah. Yeah, it's smashed in it. Like, so, yeah, they ended up getting a field goal. So unless there's something cool happens, no more live commentary. Although we should do that one game, 4-hour podcast.
Lions versus Bears.
Lions-Bears Thanksgiving podcast for 4 hours.
Wait, is it Bears coming to Detroit for Thanksgiving this year?
How do you not know that?
Because I don't remember everything like you do. I drink alcohol.
You don't remember? Well, yeah, but it's the Lions. You're like, you went to a playoff game last year.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
I'm going to a road game this year.
Are you in Arizona?
Week 3, baby.
Nice. Who you play week 2?
Another playoff rematch. We got the Bucks.
Ooh, yeah, I'm trying to. So one of the fantasy leagues, I got Caleb Williams and I got Goff, and I'm trying to play it perfectly. So week 1, because the Rams still have a decent offense, and they're a better team than the Titans. I'm just gonna go against the weaker team, but I think I'm in good position. Speaking of the Bears, I am going to. I don't have tickets yet, but I have tickets to Chicago. Going to week 4's game. So we will have consecutive weeks in which one of your hosts goes to an NFL game.
Who do the Bears got week 4?
Bears have the Rams.
In Chicago.
In Chicago. Please destroy them so that they're just broken by that point. It really bothers me that McVay is younger than us. So bad.
I think I'm going to have to cheer for the tie in that game.
Yeah.
2 teams I don't like.
Why do you not like the Rams?
Why don't I like the Rams?
Yeah.
Go on. You know the answer to this.
No, I don't. Is it Kelly Stafford?
Well, it's the Stafford family in general, yeah.
Didn't they get you, good draft picks? I mean...
They sure did, but I still am salty that Stafford won a Super Bowl as soon as he left Detroit.
Well, that's what happens. Good things, when you leave a bad organization, at the time, was a bad organization, and they literally started becoming a good organization because it was the great sacrifice needed, because Holmes is good. We have to accept, and this is very hard for both of us to accept, that each other's franchise, they're on different timelines. You guys are probably, I'm going to say, a year and a half or 20 games ahead. But we, in some ways, mirrored how Detroit finished the season, the prior season, just competing their asses off. I mean, Detroit finished 7-10 instead of 9-8. I mean, Chicago finished 7-10 instead of 9-8, but they also had some injuries at quarterback. So it's like they weren't as good as Detroit, but their defense completely changed that year, like halfway through last year, and it's just like, oh God, there's hope again. I don't know how I feel about this, and that must have been like, I'm curious as a Lions fan, like how do you really felt throughout the season and before the season, like up until the point where the NFC Championship game started? Because I'm not going to talk about the ups and downs of that. That's a different podcast. But like, were you ever like, this isn't real, or like, what does it feel like? Because I mean, the Bears at least went to a Super Bowl while I was like more than barely sentient. Like I was arguably not very intelligent, but I was sentient. I was like 25.
So I will say this.
Yeah.
I have long jumped on this Dan Campbell wagon. Like, I am a believer in him as a head coach.
Yeah, even the first year.
I am a believer in the coaching staff that he has assembled.
Okay.
And I am a believer in the players that Brad Holmes has drafted and signed in free agency and or traded for.
Nice.
So last year did not surprise me. I came into that season saying that the Lions were going to make some noise.
Yeah.
That the Lions were going to be a contender. Like,
I agree.
I fully expected a division win. I fully expected a playoff win or two. I fully thought making the Super Bowl was very much a possibility, a strong possibility, and I was not wrong about any of those things.
No, you weren't. Maybe Glenn.
Just go ahead and say it again this year, because the Lions get started in about 48 hours. Sunday night football, baby. I think the talent on this team this year is even better. I think Dan Campbell and his assistants and all his positional coaches are just 1 year better, 1 year smarter, 1 year more experienced.
Okay.
It's the year of the Lion, baby.
It is the year of the Lion. I think
it's the year of the Lion.
I think they could actually win it
entire life
without being even that better.
Me have been waiting their entire lives.
Like,
this is it.
Like waiting and never waned, or like waiting and like, okay, I am gonna do some other things, but I'll come back.
Say that again?
I've been like waiting and like always watching every game, even when you're 3-13, like just doubling and tripling down on misery, or like waiting and be like, okay, you know what? I stick by my team. I do have a life too, so there's gotta be like some like melancholy medium.
Season, I was there watching that last game to the end, like hoping we would get one win. And then Green Bay was the last game of that season.
Oh my God, you deserve good things. My God, I'm a Cubs fan, so it's like when baseball, which doesn't exist in your mind, was really my biggest thing. Like when I was a lot younger, like really before Izzo. Izzo really changed with, like, eventually you're like, oh, I'm an Izzo MSU basketball fan first and foremost, and then the hierarchy started to switch. But originally that got me into sports was mostly MSU football and the Cubs. But when they won, it's just like, part of me felt like kind of weird or guilty that I ever like stopped watching every game or something. So like that, when you said that, like part of my soul like cried out in joy. Like, like I'm gonna, like, I'll be honest, like last year, the first playoff game, I'm so, as a historian, I'm so like attached to narrative sometimes that it's hard to like, sometimes you miss it. And
I'm glad that you say that, because, you know, for people that don't know and they think sports is just the X's and O's, or, well, not even the X's and O's, but like, just who's the better athlete.
No, there's a psychological truth to it too.
It is the stories behind these athletes that make sports great.
It's male soap operas that also women can watch too, and girls can watch too.
Yeah.
That's
why Roger Goodell went out and recruited Taylor Swift.
You think it was a recruit? Is she? What is it?
I think there's a massive conspiracy that's going to come out someday.
Is a shadow operation?
And it's going to be a Oscar-winning documentary.
A documentary? Do you feel like the Travis Kelce mustache and hair? Oh Jesus, that was an NA burp. The haircut and mustache is that like signaling to his captors that like he's not going to take it anymore? He's signaling that it's a deep fake.
Stash signals?
Yeah, stash signals. Travis Kelce deep fake. By the way, I know we're goofing on the existence of whether his love life is real or not. I think it is, but like I'm a sucker for love. So him and his brother. Do you know a single person that has ever listened to their podcast? I'm not making fun of it. I'm just curious.
No, but how much did they just get?
100 million. I think it was like 100 million or something.
How much?
Like 100 mil?
Yeah. So obviously somebody's listening.
Hey, if you're a listener, email us. Where can they email us? $bets-show at Gmail. Wait, what's our email? I got it up, dude. We don't get a lot of emails, so we don't get a lot of emails.
You fact check that before you say it.
Hold on a second. How do I tell? There it is. It's $bets-show. $bets with a Z. $bets-show at gmail.com. I don't remember our Patreon yet, so don't send it yet. Don't send us money into the void. Barkley Titty.
All right, should we get to some bets?
Yeah, some bets. We got $1 bet. Let's get to which is I got the Packers and you got the Eagles. What is our next dollar bet, sir?
All right, staying with the pros. Hold on, I'm pulling my sheet back.
Yeah.
Up. We definitely disagreed on one other game.
It was Washington and Tampa.
Oh, Washington at Tampa.
Jaden Daniels special. I got Washington money line. Screw it.
So you're just going with the rookie quarterback in his first ever NFL game against a playoff team from last year.
Yes. Why not?
Okay.
Why? There's a reason why Tampa's only favored by 3. It's because they're going to win by 3.
Hey, all I need them to do is win by half.
Well, I'm trying to liven it up. I'm not taking money line unless I hit big. Hey, and we're gonna get super sexy tonight. I got a 15-team parlay for you. We gotta put a spin on this. It's gonna be a segment with just like what do you want to call it? The 401k parlay or something, or like 401(b), or whatever it is, like retirement parlay.
Glad you brought that up. I actually readjusted my 401k allotments earlier today with my advisor.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was quite the conversation.
What was it, like a spirited conversation?
No, it was basically this genius of a woman telling me what to do.
Is she? But, was that? Wait. I'm trying to a dollar bet on your tone.
No, it's sincere. Like, I've got an absolutely wonderful financial advisor.
Are they only registered in Michigan?
No, I have no idea, but
okay.
For financial issues other than insurance licenses, you're pretty much registered nationally.
Ooh.
Investments.
Because, this ad money is going to be pouring in, so we got to invest it somewhere. Got to roll it into some 401(b) AB day.
Signing up on.
Where can they sign up?
SignUpExpert.com/$bets.
And what can they do once they're there?
Sign up expert, one expert, not plural expert.
Yes.
Don't make the same mistake that O made.
Yeah, spread the word to a listener, we'll say, and they were confused at first because he didn't get it right. But it is signupexpert.com/$bets with a Z, and that's where you can log in to get an account at a sportsbook in your area. It just goes right to it there, an affiliate sponsor of us. Really pleased with that arrangement because, hey, when you need to bet, you need to know where to bet because you don't want to be in a situation where you're like, oh, I got a hot tip from $bets, and I need to jump on this 15-team parlay. Don't spend money on our 15-team parlays. We're just going to introduce one as an example of a new segment, which needs a name, but it will be sponsored by, like everything, Dollar Bets. His affiliate is signupexpert.com/dollarbets. So we got Washington. I got Washington, Green Bay. Two teams I just don't like, but I really like Daniels. I'm willing to change my mind.
Why you don't like Washington when you live in Washington?
No, this is like, okay, so it's tough to explain because Lions fans, by and large, were just sad, right? But they weren't pathetic sad. It was just, that if they started winning, they wouldn't be obnoxious. They'd just be like, oh, so grateful and happy. And like, yeah, let's go. There's just like, oh, I want you to win so bad that I feel bad, but I don't feel like, I never felt like someone's pathetic, right? Like, but Washington fans were pathetic because their owner was repeatedly taking a total turbo shit on them for 25, 30 years. Taking an absolute raging shit on them, and they took it until they didn't take it, and they still took it. They still watched. They still budgers. I have a friend that they would go on road trips to their road games. You're still supporting the program. Like, what do you... They're like, we're not giving any money to them. Okay, all right, sure, man. That's like the people that were like boycotting like Star Wars Episode 3 because there was a reference to a George Bush quote or something like, oh yeah, really put a dent in that billionaire.
Well, so to respond to that,
yeah,
and as a more knowledgeable fan of the Detroit Lions community, Detroit Lions fans have definitely had a lot of disdain for the Ford family, starting with William Clay Ford Sr., going on to William Clay Ford Jr., a.k.a. Billy.
Billy Ford.
And then his sister, Martha.
Yeah.
Like...
They're more like the Bears family. They're just... Yeah.
Bad Ford owners. Now we got the new owner the last few years, Sheila Ford Hamp.
Sheila's a power name. You can't go wrong with Sheila.
She's just crushing it as an owner. Like, she is just making smart decision after smart decision, and things are working out. There's
no such thing as every person in the family is a bad apple.
Ownership, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to say that things have not been pathetic.
No, I'm not talking about the team. I'm talking about like the fans. It's just like, look. There's a difference. If you're in like San Diego, and there's a lot of weather, like good weather, like okay, you can do something else. Detroit, a lot of the time in the football season, so like, I went to MSU. It was starting to get a little chilly, like the first week of October. I'm not gonna lie, for me, a little chilly, and it gets cold, dude. It gets freaking cold, and you're like, this is something I can do indoors with my friends or my family. My son, I can show my son or daughter, toss the football around. Except by midway through the third quarter, you're like, but that's not pathetic because we have to come up with a pathetic formula, right? Like Browns fans have a similar thing, but they have had bad ownership, bad quarterbacks, etc. Their owners were so bad they moved them, and they still applauded when they came back. That's an extra level of pathetic, I think. Because you're like, oh, you took them back. You decided this was so good that even though you made no Super Bowls, this is such a valuable part of your life that you give some pathetic points there, right? And the dog pound thing, the barking and the DMX is not walking through that door. You don't need to bark. Like your team is always 7 and 10, 8 and 9.
For the late DMX.
DMX is amazing, except when he didn't perform the time when I went. Because he didn't show up because he was choosing drugs. So that was bad. But, yeah.
Dude, I've got a worse not showing up story.
Than DMX? Because that would have been amazing. Who didn't show up? Fish?
No.
Fish
Old Dirty Bastard, and you want to know why?
Is that the day he died?
Yeah, I had tickets to see Old Dirty the day he died.
Wait, he died in Detroit?
No, this is when I was living in Colorado.
He died in Colorado?
No, he didn't fucking make it to Colorado.
Did he die on the plane?
I don't know if he died. No, I don't think he even got on the plane.
How do you not know exactly how Old Dirty Bastard died when you were supposed to be at his show? That would be like my number one story.
He died of some hard things. But
Wait,
no, I don't.
How is that not your lead? One of your 3 questions on Hinge that you like a prompt or whatever. Not that you use it. I don't know, but go Reed, go. Reed got a titty. Reed got a titty on a reverse.
Score update.
12-7. They're gonna kick the extra point. Reed got a titty, baby. Let's go, Michigan State. Okay.
And I'll also give a score update on my viewing
Yes.
selection. It is now 1 set apiece.
Ooh, set.
The All-American U.S. Open semifinal.
I love it. It's the All-American semifinal. They should have been like changed the seedings so the Americans didn't have to play against each other. Where's that American exceptionalism? But actually, American exceptionalism has more become let's make an exception so America can win. America needs a dub. Yeah, man.
I mean, what's nice about this is we are guaranteed an American in the final.
That's awesome. When is the final?
You don't know anything about tennis.
No, I know that I played it more than you, probably.
Probably not.
Whoa, how much tennis did you play?
Do you want me to give you a number here?
I want his ballpark matches. Like, it could be practice matches. Doesn't count. Doesn't matter.
I took lessons and went to camps, and dude, I played tennis for years growing up.
Dude, we have to play tennis. When was the last time you played tennis?
Like, over a decade ago.
Hold on. I would smoke you.
Yeah, I'm not talking about now.
I haven't played that in probably that long either, but I don't make mistakes. I'm not that good. I just was like really like quick. I'm slower now probably, but like
I'm in much better shape than you are.
Yeah, cuz you can climb fucking mountains. Yeah, of course. I know you should be in better shape. You have a fitness background as far as like dedicating things to fitness, like working and like studying health, and I just like show up and don't throw up when I play basketball or whatever. That's not. You're right. I think we're both right. But I think we have to have a dollar bet on our tennis game whenever we play it.
On our never to happen.
No, it's happening. We have to meet up in East Lansing and play on the tennis courts as 50-year-old men.
Is there like a Nintendo Wii that we can play each other virtually from other locations?
Oh, Wii? Nintendo Wii.
We are so off on a
We're good.
Right
we
got
any
other bets to make.
Yeah, we're gonna finish with a strong 5. Okay, this strong 5 is presented by signupexpert.com/$bets with a Z. Our third bet. So if you're following along, I got the Packers currently up 12-7. They missed the 2-point conversion.
Oh, they went for 2. Okay.
For some reason, I don't know why they did that. Then they ran with Jacobs. He got stuffed. I got the Packers. I got Washington. O's got Eagles. Could go either way still. And Tampa, which is probably going to go Tampa's way. The college one we liked was... Shoot. I'll take it. Oregon, 14.5.
Oh, you're going to give me the points?
I'll give you the points. Why not? I'll give you the... Send in the cock. Give him the points.
State needs to finish within 14 points on the road in Eugene on a Saturday night, right? It's the night game?
No, it's like a 8 o'clock, 7:30 type game.
I feel like that's a night game.
No, it's not. It's 4:30 there.
Oh, you're not giving me time zones right
No,
now.
you love times. You're like... That's the second time zone question I fielded for you. There will not be a third. Yeah, I think that was the other one that we had because you didn't want to take UTSA money, $1 on them, even though they're like it's a toss-up game and you would knock my pick out.
Yeah. No, I feel like it's too early for you to lose your pick.
Oh, so you think okay? So yeah, Kansas, Illinois. I got Kansas. If you're taking Illinois, bam.
Oh yeah.
Let's do it. We got $4 bets coming at you. That's Packers Eagles. That's which is happening now or has already happened, depending when you listen. To your time zone. We got Washington I'm not saying Commanders. Washington against, I don't like the other name either. I like the Washington football team name or something else. The Commanders is the lamest freaking name I've ever heard in my life. They've commanded nothing but your disrespect.
I don't know. I don't like the new Cleveland baseball team.
The Guardians?
Yeah, that's pretty stupid.
Oh, well, there's actual, you probably don't know this because it's baseball, and you hate baseball, but there are statues in like the freaking freeway or highway, and they're actually like gargoyles or some shit, and they're called the Guardians.
Okay.
That's the reason. It's maybe lamer because of that, because I had to explain it. You're still like, here's your exact tone.
The gargoyles, that would have been sweet.
That would have been dope. The Gargs, Cleveland Gargs. So they just gargle losing. Here you go. Actually, that team's kind of good, but they're not going to win the playoffs. So they're.
Wait, finish up with the recap of the 4 bets.
Yeah, a ref got hurt. Ryan Dixon. Over under a ref getting hurt is for opening week is 0.5, and took the over but not take the under. So, so yeah, I got Kansas, and I got Oregon minus 14.5, and you got Illinois, and you got Boise, which is one of your teams. So this would behoove you to keep it under 3 scores. Boise plus 14.5. If they keep it under 3 scores, I do think that they are the leader in the clubhouse for that group of 5, 12 seed or whatever. You have them as 11, which didn't make sense to me, but if they're in there, you get some points. I'm still working on a system for season-long college and NFL picks, so tune in or check out our Twitter at $bets show. I think, hold on. Yeah, I got so many passwords in my head, and it's like for all these things, and I'm just so stupid that I was like, hold on. I figured it out. Are you ready? Are you listening? Listeners, are you listening? Listener, are you listening? Hold on. Profile. Here we go. We got a lot of, we're hot on Twitter, guys. At $bets show with a Z. $bets show. Go to signupexpert.com/$bets. So here, we're going to end with a parlay, okay?
All right, here we go. Z's betting advice.
First off, the parlay is the piece of cake at the end of this succulent meal that you're about to eat, okay? Take Texas, money line, hammer the shit out of it. Michigan is quarterback poor right now. They got a new coach that's not Harbaugh. They're not knowingly cheating to the same degree, and that's what's going to take to beat Texas, despite missing 2 running backs that were on this year's roster that tore their legs up or whatever happened. Out for the year. They got Worthy is a freaking stud last night. 2 touchdowns out of their program because he went to the pros. Adonai Mitchell, but that's a talent factory. Okay, they are going to win, and just take it. Don't take the spread. Just hammer the money line, just in case Michigan keeps it close. I just don't think they have the closing speed, that extra gear without that creep on the sidelines. Oh, which one? Right? Which one? Which creep? What a terrible institution. Don't send your kids to the University of Michigan. It'll turn out to be jerks.
Yeah, my niece just started there.
Oh, sorry.
It's an issue.
It should be. Unhorrible, unlovable Wolverines. So take Texas. That's my number 1 play. Is that's just like, it's like you see that person open, take it and count on them to score. Don't force something. Don't just wait and hit a check down. First one you see open, square in, 10 yards, hit it, and they blast through for a 100-yard touchdown, okay? That's Texas for you. Hook them, baby. Hook those skanky Wolverines. Hook them up. Hook them down. Hook them all around. Just get in there. Get that money. Get that money. Okay, now I want you. I'm in a pool, and I tied for second last year out of I think it was 23 people, 23 entries, if you will. Tied for second, you take 5 games a week, and you take the spreads on those 5 games every week till week 18, all the way through. I took, and the spreads, these are locked in on Wednesday spreads, okay? So if the spread is moved, don't blame me, okay? Don't blame me. I did not take either of the first 2. I took Bears -4, Bills -6.5 over the Cardinals. Bears doesn't matter. It's the Bears. Pig them. Texans -2.5 at the Colts. That one I would hammer. I'd hammer that. Bears, I take the money line. Bills, I take the spread. I got, for the other ones, I got Lions, or -3.5, I believe. Take it. I don't think they
moved to 4.5, but maybe 3.5 was still on Wednesday.
It was on Wednesday, 3.5. I mean, if it's 4.5, take. I don't think they win by 4. I think they win by like 7-13, 6-13, somewhere in there. I think they control the game, and I think it's gonna be the same result as last time on the WL column. But like, I do think this game will be less close. I take the 49ers, Jets. I think Jets will put up more than they used to, but like, I think they'll get grounded down with the 49ers attack, and then Rodgers will make, or someone will on the Jets. It's the Jets. They'll screw up. They'll make a mistake. But I mean, I would take 49ers spread. But if you're looking on just sheer plays, you give me 5 NFL plays. Here are the plays. Number 1, Texans money line spread 2.5. Take the spread. Colts, Texans over Colts. I got Bills -6.5 over Cardinals. Bears money line. Give me Lions money line just in case. And I want the Cowboys as underdogs money line at the Browns. Okay, so write those down. I'm not repeating myself. Great men don't need to repeat themselves. Neither do okay men that pick games kind of good sometimes, which is me. All right, so keep some of those in mind. Here comes. I did a. By the end of this segment, or at least by next time, we need to have a name for this great and glorious segment where you're just like taking your shot downfield, right? Maybe we'll call it that. I don't know. That's kind of okay. Maybe it'll stick. Probably won't. So here's what you're gonna do. You're taking these games, okay? I took 15 of them. Okay, 15 of them. I also do like Texas State straight up because they're like 1-point favorites. So I take money line, but I would not go too hard on that one because UTSA's got a decent program actually. I think they lost their coach, but I can't be sure. Who just scored? Barkley just got another touchdown. Ooh, I should have taken Barkley over Henry, huh? Until Barkley gets hurt in week 6. Let's see. I don't want him to. I just worry that he will. Okay, here we go. Here's this great parlay. Are you ready, sir?
Ready for you.
Ready. All right. We got, first ones are college. Texas. Oh, yeah, hook 'em. Georgia Tech, Ramblin' Wreck over Syracuse. Kansas State at Tulane, Kansas State. Utah, home over Baylor. Kentucky, home, money line. These are all money lines. Over South Carolina. Tennessee at NC State. Tennessee. Oregon over Boise. Bam, there's your college ones. Add these NFL picks. Houston Texans, money line. These are all money lines. They're coming at you, money line. Cincinnati Bengals over the Patriots. The Bears over the Titans, Buffalo Bills over Cardinals. Dallas, there's the underdog. Dallas, 2.5-point underdog at the Browns, who I just mentioned as a pathetic fan base. Seattle at home over Bo Nix's first start. Sean Payton, I don't like you. Seattle, I do like you this year. I'm taking you Seattle. Detroit, money line. Detroit City. And the final piece, which if you get to this spot, hedge the shit out of it. If you're 14 for 14 and you don't hedge, this is not my fault. Because the Jets are going to be underdogs in this. I'd find some plays for the following week and hedge it with the Jets. I'd find it just, if you want to talk about hedging, email us at dollarbetshow@gmail.com. I know about hedging from not hedging. I know about hedging, how to hedge bonus money. Hedging bonus money on Purdue last year when I won $3,200 on UConn. That was great. I hedged Purdue. It cost me nothing. It was bonus money. It was great. Would have still won $1,000, I think. So good times. So hedge that. If you get to 49ers, money line, take the Jets. Okay. So there you go. If you go 14 for 14 going in the 15th game, what do you do, O?
You hedge?
Hedge it, baby.
I got it right.
O's writing it down. He's going to go to dollarbets.com. I mean, we're not there yet. We're going to do well, I get another NA beer so I can burp all over air. We're going to signupexpert.com/dollarbets. Get these in. Pick your own stuff too. Maybe pick your own over me and see who does better. Have a contest. Dollar bets with me. Bye.
Everyone has heard about the U.S. space program, but what is actually going on at NASA? Get the real story in 4 minutes or less with the NASA Daily Podcast from Electricast. Join astronauts and researchers as they conduct groundbreaking experiments, work on the International Space Station, and reach for the stars. NASA Daily, your cosmic update.
Electricast. Hi everyone, I'm Geraldine Glass, a leader in the field of music as medicine, and I'm excited to share with you my newest release of healing sound, Pentatonic Visions, with Chris Scholler and Electricast Records. Immerse yourself in ethereal realms where the harmonies of nature, tribal rhythms, and soundscapes blend with the crystal singing bowls. It's out now, streaming on all platforms. Electricast.